Mike, it's time for dinner.
We have here a Apple device that wants to come across the great chasm to the review table. We cannot let this be. There has not been an Apple product in this house since last year. But what do we do? How do we defend such a creature?
Mike. Mike, it's dinner!
I am certain to the secret fire, wielder of the flame of Arnor. The dark fire will not avail you, flame of Udun! Go back to the shadow. You're gonna...
Michael, it's dinner time! Yo, Mike!
You shall not pass!
Michael, it's time for dinner.
What'd you say, honey? Moving on to the big deal. To me, this is the big deal. Let me open it up. As you can see, I didn't take it out of the box ever. This is me last year, setting up an iPhone 5C. October last year, I made a so-so attempt at trying to get into the Apple world, the Apple iOS world ecosystem. Simple as this right now, there's only two ecosystems left as far as operating systems: Android and iOS. Apple, Windows is pretty much dead. BlackBerry's gone. So this is what we have to work with. And for me to understand what is the draw, what it makes this device, not just this device, but any phone that's on iOS, any Apple phone, I need to try it out. I need to really give it a better shot than what I did here with this particular device and with the iPhone 6 that I had. I've had this for 3 weeks. Thanksgiving Day at night, I shot the video, which hopefully I'll have it as a visual. And I've had it since then. It's been my channel phone. My channel number is in here. And I try to use this as much as I can. And hopefully I have some conclusions. I have some thoughts on it I want to share with you. We're going to go over to the review table and we're going to talk about. I'm going to show you some things what I've discovered.
iPhone SE, in my experience for the last 3 weeks, this is a good phone. It's a good little phone. I mean, as far as the size, the thumb gymnastics have been pretty astonishing. It's been pretty straightforward, easy to use as far as maneuverability. When you get a phone like this, you really got to, as you can see, you really got to stretch it out. Now, I'm just talking this particular phone. I know there's bigger versions of an Apple phone, but in this case, it is a nice small phone. With said that, I am a Poetic fanboy. I need a case on it. I've gone all this time without a case, and put it in its case. I love the Affinity series, okay? And the Poetic Affinity is called. I'll leave that right there. If you can pause it, www.poeticcases.com. I love the Affinity series. That's what this is. This is what this case. This is what this case is. Affinity. All right. I just a really great case. Now having a case on it, it added a little bit of girth to it. It added a little bit more. Okay. Now I know that this phone, and by the way, I got a screen protector, Mr. Shield glass screen protector on it too. Now I know this phone is protected. Getting back on the operating system of the phone, when it comes to a lot of things if you do anything, even just go for, trying to get games. Let me just try and get that game again. So I'm going to go and install that game, and then Touch ID wants to come up. Okay, I think that is a great feature, to be honest with you. I wish Android would have that feature, or at least the option to say for that. There might be a feature in this phone or any Android phone that I'm not aware of. But almost every function pertaining to this phone, pertaining to iOS, needs Touch ID. Okay? If I want, of course, you make a transaction, you want Touch ID. When I want to download a game, I want to update some of these apps, it's asking for Touch ID. And I think that's a good idea. I think that's a really good idea for devices as a whole. If they have a fingerprint sensor, some form of biometrics here to protect you from somebody coming in and doing changes to your device without your permission. So that's a nod in the Apple world's favor. But, the other things I find that are, I don't know, it's just a pain in the neck, is when it comes to the keyboard. It's just my preference. Okay, this is the Apple keyboard, and here's the Google one, which is okay, but the keys are too small. Now, the keys are too small. If you make a mistake and you want to move that cursor, iOS doesn't let you do that. Any of the keyboards, you have to go backspace all the way. So here, wow, for the first time ever, I've tried numerous times. A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. And I want to go. See, I want to go and change the word crest in any form. It won't allow me to do that. It wants you to cut it, copy, paste, whatever. Replace, look up. And here, on here, let me get something here. If you misspell something, you can put the cursor in the middle, wherever you need that cursor to go. What I'm getting at. To me, I had that problem prior to when I had my last iPhone. You can't move that cursor where you want it. Of course, it does it now. Another thing is no back button. You get used to it. It's just one of those things. You have to depend on hitting the physical button to go home, or, looking for, if you do something here, you got, in this case, cancel, but there will be a back arrow there. You have to depend on the app to have the back arrow for you. It took a while to understand where the recents are. Double quick tap, and then you get all this. Now, another positive, 2 gigs of RAM. Now, I don't know where these guys are going with all these Android phones getting 4, 6, 8 gigs. I've been hearing on Android phones. Here's a 2 gig RAM device that's having all these in the background still. And to me, it hasn't. See, let me get an old app, and it's still open. It didn't close it. Okay, it didn't just fall off. I have all these apps still running in the background, and no hindrance to way the phone works. I have to give them that much. One of the biggest things that this phone, or in this case Apple phones, have is the camera. And this is where I'm gonna pause the video, lay down some video of photos I've taken, and I'm very impressed with the camera quality. I did stills. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you slow motion and a time lapse, and some regular video. The camera quality is really great. Now, a few things I just realized too. I'm forgetting to mention here. This phone will get the updates. This phone will get operating updates for what I seem to believe, or what I see here is for quite some time. This device has got probably one more operating system update to go, and pretty much support for it's going to fall off. Support for this here will be continuous for a few more years. This will get supported longer than this device. Android needs to pick up the game here. Android need to pick up the game and give support to these devices. Android also needs to go, and when they sell these cheap phones, to support those cheap phones to a point, to a degree. Okay? Offer these phones, on these budget phones, at least an operating system update. I bought this for $149. This phone's going to get supported at least 2, 3, 4 years possibly. It's, okay? The fragmentation that Android brings is ridiculous. Okay? This is nuts. You got phones out there that are stuck on an older operating system. This phone I have yet to choose yet, but it's out there for me to get it to the latest and greatest. I played with FaceTime one time. I mostly use Allo and Hangouts, or just a regular good old SMS text to some people. I message my brother. Yeah, there's no way to clear all your notifications like here on Android. You just do this, draw down, or find clear all. Depends on which phone it is. In the end, I find here's some of my conclusions here. For one, now granted, disadvantage I guess because of the size of the phone. I got this phone simply because of price alone. It got me into the iOS. It's running right now the 10.3. I didn't update it to the 11 or the 11.2. I wanted to see what this device did with its present operating system out of the box. So, I can't knock the size of the device. I know there's larger ones. Financially, I could not afford, nor do I want to commit to a 2-year contract on a device that I'm not going to get full use out of. I enjoyed Android for Android devices simply because, not because we're tech reviewers, but I like to change. I like the ability to change devices and try out somebody else's phone. And if I choose to, and I really like their phone, generally, for the most part, I'm comfortable with the device. Okay? This I'm not comfortable with. Even if I had a larger phone, I don't think I really would get the enjoyment that I get out of this. Not knocking it. The security is great. The ability to take great photos. But I've been only at this 3 weeks. I'm not going to get rid of this device. Okay? I'm going to be telling you right now. Will my SIM go back into this phone? There's a good chance. But every now and then, for a change up, I'm going to break this out. But as a whole, it's difficult. Somebody that knows Android, enjoys the flexibility that Android does give you. I mean, I went on various other tangents in prior shooting these videos. Not just so much the app layout. I could spend all day trying to take all these apps and put them in folders, okay, and have a clearer screen. More. Have a more if I want to have a picturesque scene. I know that, to my knowledge, so far, to my understanding, if I want to have a different ringtone, there's only the ones that they give you. There's none that you can download because they want you. It's just locked down, or it costs you money. I would have to buy an app probably to change my ringtones outside of, where is this one? There's an app I had here. This one, ringtones. I guess you can make your own. I don't know. I'm only 3 weeks into it. I'm not going to throw in a towel like I did on the other ones, but as a whole, I'm an Android guy, and I don't know how else to say it. In my conclusion of all this, as I said earlier, I'm an Android guy. So I got to give this better shakedown. I got to try this out. I got to understand and give this more of a chance. But right now, I crave to go back to my Samsung phone here. I'm craving to go put my SIM back in here, and be back on this device, because everything I do on here, I can fluidly go through. Okay, I know where I can be, and I can pick up another device over here, my Moto G5 Plus. I can just name. But in the end, I feel a little bit like I'm in a minority here. When I walk the streets or in the shop, or in the, store or whatever, I observe other people, what they're carrying. And what they carry mostly, I see the Apple symbol. And I still can't figure this out. I can't figure out why completely. Because this device can do what this device can do. That's how I see it, and that's what I feel comfortable with. Now, either one don't have their positive and negatives. In the end, it's all personal choice. That's about it for now. We're going to revisit this. We're going to come back to this in a few months. But I've been wanting to reveal this. I want when Apple comes out with something new to their operating system or some kind of feature, I want to be able to experience it. Now I'm going to have this device to experience this. Yeah, I'm not selling it. I'm not going to get rid of it. Could I later learn more about it? Yes, that's what I think I need to do here. But the flexibility to go and take my SIM out of this and put it back in this, or put it into another device that I want to use, that's what I got to do here. So, I can hear the comments. I can see the love and hate comments coming down below. And I'm welcome. I welcome those comments, because they're probably things I'm overlooking here. And I'm, asking you folks, tell me what I'm missing here. Tell me what I should be looking into. Tell me don't tell me I'm an idiot here. Okay? Because I want to learn this. I really want to give this a better try. I hope you liked today's video. I really worked hard at this one. It took a lot out of me. I've been sick a lot. Personally sick. Had a lot of family, other things going on. Work has been crazy. The usual routine, usual stuff. I've been really wanting to try and not just to be Android only. I want to understand what Apple has to offer. So if you like today's video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button and that bell down there for when I do drop a video. If you didn't like today's video, don't give me a thumbs down. Tell me why in the comments down below. Don't leave me any kind of thumb up or down, or don't leave me a up or don't leave me a down. But tell me why you don't like today's video. Okay? Share those thoughts. Start the conversation, as I always say. And I hope to be back soon to do another video on this particular device. You all have a good one. Do the scene over again, just like you were.
Started.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's
Pat,
what?
what happens if you saw me playing with army men? What would that be your reaction? That's the reaction I'm getting, trying to get you to do. We gotta make this clean, hon. Drop the F-bomb.
Mike, what the?
I can't put these outtakes in if you do this stuff.
Mike! Holy shit. Come on.
Come on.
Alright.